said, people have been trying to get me to start preaching motivational things. He said, she mentioned some topics that they've been trying to get her to preach. And she said, no, I will not do it. And he said, just give us something exciting. Something exciting. All these, all this faith. But listen, we have our own specific work. Alright? We have our specific work as church. Alright? As well defined what assignment is. An assignment is to teach men, teaching them to observe whatsoever I have said. Remember Matthew 28:18-20. Teaching them to observe what I have said. Teaching them to observe the things that I've told you. That's what he said. So we have a specific set of information that we need to give the world. And that's what it is. We need to stay with the assignment. Alright? So I'm talking about the church and you. Matthew 16, verse 13. Alright? So we don't follow the things that are exciting. We just follow what's in the Bible. That's all. And I'm telling you that's too much. Not just that it's enough, it's too much. If you really started studying the Bible, you find out that Bible study can be overwhelming. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Alright? I feel that overwhelming feeling all the time because I just took too much. And if you feel there isn't much there, it's because you not started studying. Alright, look at what it says. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" And they said, "Some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets." He saith unto them, "But whom say ye that I am?" And Peter answered and said, "Thou art Christ, the Son of the living God." And this time, this was the revelation they had. The revelation they had was the revelation of Christ, Christos, the anointed one, the Messiah. There's a difference between the Messiah, Christos, and the resurrected Christ. And we talked extensively about, do you remember? Right? Now, at this point, they had the revelation of Christ, the anointed one. The anointed one. Remember, it is a man that is anointed, not God. God doesn't need to be anointed because who is going to anoint God? It is men that get anointed. So here, the revelation they had is a revelation of the anointed one. That's all they had. Because Jesus had not risen from the dead. He said, "So thou art Christ, the Son of the living God." Right? They knew him as Christ, the anointed one. And they knew him as the Son of the living God. The word Son is word Huios. And it means someone who came from another. That was the revelation they had at that time. They did not have the revelation of